Ladies and gentlemen, it is I, Tetcher, and I am back at my own home. So unfortunately that means no more streaming for quite a while, because, well, I live in a place with terrible internet, 0.3 megabit per second upload to be precise. And as such, for some reason, without professional lighting, my face has gone quite a bit darker with this new webcam, which I've got to try and fix the desync between my voice and my video, which was a bit weird, but this webcam seems to be a little bit blockier when I have it this size. But if it fixes the desync, I think the slight reduction in quality might be might be worth it. But for now, welcome to Tetcher's Community Challenge, where I give you guys a challenge for the week, and you guys send me the replays to replays@tetcher.co.uk. And please send them as replay files. Do not send me hot dogs links. That's a pain in the ass. And another reminder, please name your files. I got almost 50 files this week. Which is a lot of files. That's a lot of files for me to go through, especially things at the studio. Like, most of them I went through today, when I just got home. I just got home like an hour, 2 hours ago. And I was just like ×8 for all these replays while I was just scoffing down a sandwich, because I knew I had to record this tonight. So please, excuse me, name your file with what it is. Like, for this week, the challenge was pick a hero and pick the lower picked heroic. Go to Hot Dogs and find which heroic is picked less and pick that. So one person said it's Starfall to Rhonda. That's cheating. I'm not picking that. But one person said it's Starfall to Rhonda, but they didn't name the file. So for example, it would have been, I don't know, it did name the file, but other people didn't. So for example, that file was named to Rhonda Starfall. Nice and simple. That way I know who it is. That way I know what it is. Don't need to know who did it. So I'm not biased in some ways. Like Nevermore, for example. This week he said like 5 replays. He really wanted to get on. I think I did pick him. I don't remember. We'll find out in a second. But please name your files when you send them in for the next one. But for now, let us go over what this week's challenge will be. This week's challenge, as in this one coming up after the patch, will be you must play a specialist. Quite simple. Play a specialist, and you are not allowed to be on your side of the map, except for exceptional circumstances, like you've just respawned, you need to get a fountain, your fountain is fine, you can run to that, and then you must run straight back to the enemy side of the field, or if there is an objective that you absolutely have to get and your team will completely destroy you if you don't get, and that can be mercenaries as well, like your boss. I'll allow you to move over to your side to get the boss, to get seeds on the garden, but whenever you have the opportunity, you should be on the enemy side of the field, and you must be a specialist. Simple as that. And if you're Murky, the extra challenge here, put your egg there too. Make sure your egg is permanently on the other side, on the enemy's side of the field. So, good luck with that. That one's going to be very difficult. You're going to have to be very stealthy, and you're going to have to be very aggressive. But I want to see what you guys do with being in it. Like, someone could just stay in lane and just play very aggressive. Sorry, my camera's a bit thinner for some reason. I haven't finished fiddling with it yet because I was in a hurry. But, yeah, if you're playing, say, Abatha, then just put your body somewhere. But I'm curious as to whether someone's just going to stay in lane and just play very aggressive in lane, just pushing that up quite a bit, or whether they're going to just jungle and just steal the enemy's camps, or whether they're going to try and backdoor some buildings. We will find out when we do see them. So send those replays to replays@tetcher.co.uk. Also, apologise for no video yesterday. It was due to the fact that, well, it was the day that I was travelling. I didn't have time to pre-record something on the night before because I was streaming. So, let's get into this. This previous week's challenge was, like I said before, pick the less picked heroic on a hero, and said that it. I have 3 replays to show you guys, so let's jump into the first one. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's introduce the villain team first. So, excuse me, playing the Jaina, it is going to be Thunderblaze. Playing the Asmodad, it is Jamtastic. Playing the Diablo, it is Blades29. Playing the Malfurion, it is Smiling Face, or Fac-Ez, or Fac-Et, or E7. He's playing the Malfurion. And Vulcan is playing the Johanna. Whereas on the right-hand side, it is the hero team. And playing the Zagara, it will be Sadman. Playing the Reyna, it is the Junk. Playing the Butcher, it is Lassivar. Playing the Rexar, it is Kitsune K's, and playing the Murky, it is Poseidon Octo. And Poseidon Octo will be our hero for this game. He is playing the Murky, and as such, the lower picked heroic on Murky, as I'm sure you could all work out, is going to be the March of the Murlocs. And this was not the case on Murky's release, due to the fact that on Murky's release, his pufferfish did quadruple damage to buildings, which was pretty destructive. So you could basically backdoor anything, and that was what Murky did. He would basically end a game on his own. And March of the Murlocs also did a lot of more damage to buildings as well, so you could basically run up to a core, and Murky, just by having his egg there, could solo a core. And that was the thing, just like repeatedly running in and just breaking stuff. So it was a good nerf, it was a very, very suitable nerf for Murky. A lot of people in the alpha still have some pretty PTSD-inducing memories of Murky upon his release state. For now, though, Poseidon Octo, he is our hero on his vision as well. Save me the camera work for a moment. And we can see that he started off the game with a block. He is against a butcher, so that does make a lot of sense. He can use that for... Oh no, wait, the butcher's on the other team. No, I don't know why he took block, actually. There's not that many auto attackers. The butcher's on his team, who's going on to onto Diablo. There we go. Able to get in. They will not be able to get to Malfurion before he does escape, but that's still first blood going over to our heroes. So yeah, the block's interesting, considering that he could have took the extra speed on Bubble, which I think might have been nicer for protection purposes. And maybe even Bribe. Could have maybe got those mercenaries in the bot lane. So, bit interesting, but we will see how that goes. Yeah, those blocks really helping him there, being forced to bubble away from 3 auto attacks from a Malfurion. So for now, notification hero text, Asmodan has died. Apparently, that bug still in the game. Murky still being forced to back up. Poseidon Octo really struggling here for a bit, but is the heroics we're interested in, so we're going to be fast forwarding through these games quite a lot so that we get to them. Diablo trying to get him, but nice stun from the butcher, and the block does save Poseidon this time. He is able to back out. Now we see Lassivar also having to back up. Not taking too much damage though. He's going to be pretty safe to continue with his work. Murky just turning in those 4 coins while the butcher is beating the shit out of right next to him. But they've managed to turn around onto Blades and get a very easy kill with a good turnaround there. So once again, going to fast forward and at least get ourselves to level 4. So Murky, with living the dream, makes a lot of sense when you're taking March on the Murlocs, due to the fact that the Octo Grab is limited to 1 damage a second and then increased once you get the level 20. Whereas March of the Murlocs is not limited in terms of damage and will be buffed by the Living the Dream. So that 15%, sorry, I think it's 20% extra ability power will affect it, so it can be used in some nice situations to get a lot of damage done. Side Octo taking a bit of damage here, but he's still holding the lane quite nicely. Malfurion trying to turn in here, but in the meantime, Murky's just kicking this lane's ass. Is now coming in. Butcher completely surrounded here and rooted, but with Rexar coming in from the side, the Butcher's able to get out of here. And now they're moving on to Diablo, trying to chase him down. The heal from Malfurion, not enough, and he goes down. And now, Diablo down. This Asmodan looks like he may follow. No! They're not able to catch up to him, and he does get out of there. And the Butcher already back into the lane. He was just able to fountain up. While Poseidon going to turn his in. They're getting pretty close to a full turn in already. So this is going to be fun. Fast forward a bit more. Get ourselves to that level 7, or at least until another moment of interest. It's a bit of a fight going on in the bot lane, but we're concentrating on the Murky for the moment. Looks like pretty much everyone died in that fight in the bot lane. But once again, we are concentrating on Poseidon Octo here. It's his job right now, just continuing to push up. He has that extra radius on the pufferfish, so that he can hit all of the buildings in one go and also cover a lane a lot better. Moving back in, finds Malfurion, and the pufferfish gets Malfurion. Malfurion not even trying to dodge there. That such gets immediately wiped. And because of this, Murky is going to get the first fort of the game in the top lane, basically on his own. Like, Butcher helped out a bit with kills, but Murky has been doing the push in this lane and has been left alone. This is what you don't ignore. And Murky, look at that damage in one shot to these towers, but he's able to do that much damage. So, as long as he's left alone, there we go. He's just going to wipe these so quickly. He's sneaking back in, though. Going to try and help his team here. And there's the March of the Murlocs. He does have a full Living the Dream stack here. So these Murlocs will do quite a lot of damage. And we can see them working away at Asmodan, already half healthing him. And doing just a little bit of damage to that fort there. Murky having to be careful. Poseidon Octo getting caught out of position. Getting zoned out by the Blizzard there. But the Butcher getting engaged by 3. Completely tanking it all. And able to kill off Diablo there. Very, very effective. and a very nice job. And of course, like we said, it is the March of the Murlocs for the Murky. He's able to just get a huge amount of pushing damage done from that. And we saw it earlier on. Let's actually check on this fort, see what's been done. That much damage just from the heroic, and also it's able to hit basically all buildings in that area. So he's able to get a good job out of it. Bubbling up to dodge out basically all of Jaina's abilities and keep him nice and sustained. Butcher once again getting engaged upon and once again not giving a fuck. Murky coming in to get the slow with his slime, gets the kill, and is once again able to bubble away even after getting hit by the flashlight of Johanna. Continue to push in, just whacking it away. Not even using his pufferfish right now because he doesn't need to. Just pushing up with his slime, with his auto attacks for the moment, until he has something where he can hit the maximum amount of stuff. There we go, an entire minion wave with his pufferfish, and he's able to take that down with ease. Butcher has found a Malfurion. Raider has Hyperion, another good heroic for pushing lanes. Two of the best, I'd say, March of the Murlocs, and those Hyperion. Really, really good. And level 13 has been hit for our heroes. We can see Murky has gone for the continuous slime, so it decreases the cooldown of slime from 4 seconds to 3 seconds, so it can get a lot of extra damage done, as slime does bonus damage to targets that are slimed. Oh, bit of lag there. Hopefully that won't affect the recording, but we should be fine. Gonna fast forward again. Get Poseidon into the fight. Well, continues to use pufferfish to great effect, just annihilating the waves, and of course you can see the bonus slime damage there, able to almost completely wipe a minion wave, especially considering he's at full living the dream stacks. Bit of a scuffle going on here. We already see Jada go down, and the Diablo as well. Poseidon moving in here. Pufferfish onto the tower and the gate. That will wipe them both out after a couple auto attacks. And now they are moving on to the keep here. There's the March of the Murlocs once again. Pushing in. Poseidon taking a lot of damage here. The minions were a bit slow to get in there. But March of the Murlocs with full living the dream stacks doing so much damage. Murky does die, but we will see this keep take so much damage, and with the rest of the team pushing in here, it's almost definitely going to die. Nisha getting a nice stun there. And in the meantime, the keep does actually live here. Nice pushback from the Asmodad and from Vulcan. But Murky is still busy in the top lane. He's still pushing shit in, being incredibly annoying and an arse. Because that's what Murky does, and it's why I hate him so. But he's doing a very good job at being an arse and doing for that nice split push Murky style that we like to see quite a bit. Murky dodging out the way of all of these abilities right now, making sure he does not get caught. Gets stood up by Apocalypse though. Not able to get away from that one, but still good to continue pushing the lanes. Poseidon moving in here. Gets the pufferfish between the two buildings once again. There's going to be a lot of damage. There we go. So not full living the dream stacks, but it's enough to allow him to slime down the keep here. And down it goes. That is the first keep of the game. Going down to Murky. Now moving on to Vulcan here. There is a pufferfish, which does catch the Malfurion there. Malfurion's so low already, and also caught Jada, doing a nice chunk of damage. And Poseidon just gets away from this. He also has blood for blood, which is interesting, but makes sense considering he's up against a Diablo who has gone for the full soul build. So maybe he can get something out of this. March of the Murlocs coming in. Doesn't really catch anyone here, so not a huge amount of advantage gained from this. In fact, stopping just before hitting Diablo. But Poseidon continuing to chase in anyway. He wants to try and grab someone and do some damage here. Pushing on to Jantastic there. There is the pufferfish trying to catch someone, but no one caught. No damage is done there, but still a great zoning tool. So Poseidon continuing to take control of these fights. Currently no objectives on the map due to the web weavers being spawned, so Poseidon can't really split push unless he decides to go to another lane, considering the keep in this one is dead. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's going to move around, go to the top lane where there are two people there defending, but there is already a web weaver. Just looking for this opportunity to sneak in. There's Pufferfish onto the keep. Not even needed here. He has 15 stacks on Living the Dream, so that's a lot of bonus ability power. He's just able to burst down these buildings just as long as he waits for his Pufferfish cooldowns, and he will move it again with another Pufferfish, and get some slime off as well, bubbling out the way of the Apocalypse. And is probably going to be able to get this keep down pretty quickly on his own. Just bursting that down as much as he can. Jamtastic, trying to finish him off, blood for blood, to try and save himself, but it didn't actually work. So Murky did end up dying there, but should be fine. In the meantime, we're just doing the boss. Poseidon and Octo just going to come in and help him out here, tanking up a little bit of that damage and bubbling to get out of the way. And the Butcher actually not getting out of the way of that boss in time. And there we go, they'll be able to grab that together. Well done to the Butcher and Poseidon Octo. Meantime, Poseidon Octo once again using his Pufferfish to clear out a mini wave. Asmodad trying to do some counter push thanks to that General of Hell. But You're against a Murky. Murky gives no craps, and Murky has a pufferfish. So Murky just able to deal with that stuff very, very quickly. And Murky dodging out the blessed shield there. We're going to go back and watch that because that was pretty fantastic. Just the timing on that was absolutely surreal. So we'll pop in here, pop down into normal speed, and shield. Oh, so close, Murky. Sorry, so close, Johanna. Very, very good try, but Murky 2 on point there. That, or it was pure luck. But he's our hero for today, so we're going to call it skill. Because that's what we do. We compliment people. Side Octo going on to Thunderblaze here, dodging out the Cone of Cold and continue to chase it with that slime. The reduced cooldown of it, able to allow him to push it quite hard. There is the Blood for Blood, doing a lot of damage as well. One more slime might be able to get the kill. No! Diablo with the tackle. And Thunderblaze lived for a second longer than he would have otherwise. And now we're going to see Butcher going on to Diablo here. There comes the Furnace Blast onto Asmodan. Does so much damage. Asmodan will go down. Diablo is the next target. He's able to mount up while all this is going on. The top keep did end up falling. Now we're going to see Poseidon Octo move on to the core. And eventually, when a team joins him, there's 2 people in the top lane. I don't know why they're wasting time here. And there we go. Moving on. Going to start doing that damage sliming. Puffer fishing. The shield has gone down. There is the March of the Murlocs as well. He did not have full stacks, but it is fine. Taking quite a bit of damage. Able to bubble away though. But he's doing a lot of damage to the core with the March of the Murlocs and the Pufferfish, which will come up in 2 seconds. Drop it. He did drop it just before he died here. And the rest of his team going into the core. Pufferfish taking off almost 10% there. And that is GG. And a boring game for the Butcher, considering he just kind of wrecked everyone. I guess that kind of makes sense. But Murky, he had a wonderful time going for the little split push and made good use of March of the Murlocs in a split push strategy. Which is a bit different to one of some of the other builds we saw Murky's doing. So, that is our first game for the night, and I'm going to begin loading up the second replay. We saw a heroic that we don't see that often. Murky really used as an assassin, or an assassin killer, basically, where he will take the Octograb a lot and just lock someone down, try and blow him up with Pufferfish Octograb and just seal him. Whereas what we saw there was a very split push build, very much what we used to see Murky in the alpha. So it was very cool to see that. Now we're going to have a look at a heroic that we rarely see ever. Like, this is a really nice heroic. I play it quite a bit, but it's very rare to see it in the wild. So we're going to be loading up that replay now and popping it there as soon as we can. Hide the timer so that we don't get spoiled. And let's pause and bring you guys into the game. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is our villain team. And playing the Nova, it is going to be Tempest 2. Playing the Zeratul, it's Dr. Bug. Playing the Butcher, it is going to be Valhalla. Playing the Vikings, it's Black Jesus. And playing the Zagara, it is Bears. Sorry, he's in caps. Bears! And that is he is playing the Zagara. This is our team of villains, despite having some pretty fantastic names. Whereas on the right-hand side, it is our heroes for the day. And we have someone who's going to get very moody throughout this game. It is Hellscream. Playing the Jada. It is going to be No0N. Or N0N. The Zero. Playing the Inubarak. It is going to be Discoteca. And playing the Vala. It is going to be Von. And our hero for today, Johanna, is going to be Nevermore. So we'll be following Nevermore throughout this game. Like I said, he sent in a lot of replays, but it's the one I was most interested in due to the heroic rarely being seen. I'm sure you guys can work out that the heroic for Johanna that's not really played much is the Falling Sword. So I picked this one in particular just due to the fact that it's a fantastic engage ability that we don't see that often, and also very good at chasing due to the fact that you can reposition it. So it's going to be, so we're going to have a look at that one quickly. And scroll through. Once again, we'll fast forward, get to interesting bits. Zagara is found, Creep is killed. Zeratul going to try and get Nevermore here, but Nevermore is Johanna, and Johanna always walks away. Just moving back into lane now, and this is going to be quite a boring lane. Zeratul's going to try and gank a couple times. Zagara is just a pain in the arse to lane against. Johanna's able to hold that for a bit, and of course has gone for the Knight Takes Pawn at level 1. It was reduced, of course, by quite a significant amount in the last patch, but it is still pretty helpful. So Nevermore just holding the lane for now. He has a Balog in his lane as well, probably the best lane pushing Viking, except for maybe a Burning Olaf when he has the fire, but I'd still say Balog is still the better one. They have Viking Bribery as well. So Zagara backing up here. And it's quite a boring lane, like we said. Not a huge amount happening here. The top lane, a bit more interesting. Nevermore once again getting out on very little health, but Falstad has arrived to soak the lane for him. Very good timing by Falstad. And Falstad complaining at Valor being AFK. But yeah, Valor, they have one person in each lane. They are soaking, it's fine. They're keeping it up mostly at XP. Only a little bit behind there. Nothing too bad in the slightest. So Hellscream just soaking that up until Johanna does get back. So we'll just fast forward once again, get ourselves back in here, and there's level 4 for our heroes. So they're keeping up relatively well. Johanna once again has gone for the Eternal Retaliation, which means she has a cooldown reduction every time she uses her Conviction. Hellscream picked off by Nova. Nova being annoying as she is one to do. Valor has disconnected and is now a bot, so they're just going to be playing with that for the moment. But Falstad went down. Nevermore, though, will survive because, once again, he is Johanna, and he will be able to get out of here. Gathering Power has been taken for the Nova here, and the Vorpal Blade for the Zeratul. Very interesting selection of talents here for our villains. Nova killing it off Johanna finally, but gets picked off by Non, coming from the sky, and Hellscream arriving just in time to escape Zeratul by getting behind that wall. Very nice gank there by the villains, but they did only get a 1-for-1 trade. Delicious drink. So Nevermore back in lane for the moment. Once again, just continuing to Night Tech spawn. Not really focusing too much on the turn at the moment. Just continuing to hold his lane. Keep control and deal with that as much as possible. Just making sure that his lane is not into much trouble. Nevermore once again getting ganked by Zeratul, but once again he is Johanna so far with only one death despite the multiple gank attempts on his life. Falstad has begun the Salt. However, our heroes will not let the Salt get to them, and they will continue to play no matter what. This game is gone, says Falstad. No, it isn't. It is right here. In fact, it was not gone at the time, and it's not gone in the future. Because I am because he's fixed this game is gone. It is actually still here in the future, many days later. And just play feck. And Jaina saying player reported. Nevermore, not rising to the bait. I'm just going to start working on this more on this Web Weaver, which the villains did get their turn in first. So the first set of Web Weavers is going over to them, and now our hero is going to have to clear that. So we also have Nevermore going with the battle momentum, so even more cooldown reduction, just going to get that conviction out there as much as possible. He's able to clear the Web Weaver and do a good job. Let's check the other lanes quickly. Mid lane, holding up pretty well. Web Weaver there is dead as well. Top lane is fucked in the A. So Nubrak going to come up here, try and at least get something for this. Instead, almost loses his own life. He has to get out of there. Jaina does lose her own life. Nubrak, once again, getting very close. Butcher going pretty deep here. He may die for this. Nope, the stun from Nubrak does miss, and they get nothing. Johanna, she just went B. She was just pushing bot lane. She just went B. She was fine in her position. Level 10s hit for our villains here, and we can see the Furnace Blast, the Void Prison, play again, the Triple Tap, and the Devouring Maw. Play again, kind of interesting. We'll have to see how that is used later on in the game. Jaina also still yet to pick a level 7. Once again, Nevermore being ganked. Falstad arriving just in time to not help. Nevermore does go down. He was very outnumbered here. And Hellscream able to dive behind the wall, keep himself alive that way. Going in there, gonna find Bears. Start bursting him down with the help of the Jaina Non. Get Void Prism did, but shouldn't be too much trouble for them. There is the triple tap. Nice job by Falstad diving behind the wall, getting himself out of trouble. Johanna moving to the top lane. In fact, there's no one really there. Valor also just chilling up here as well. Mid lane kind of empty for both teams. And Nubrak is finally moving up there, and he will begin to soak that. Level 10 is available for our heroes. We can see the Locust Swarm, Rain of Vengeance, the Hinterland Blast, the Falling Sword, and, like we said, the question mark for Jaina here. But Nevermore with that Falling Sword heroic, like we did say he was going to go for. We'll see how he uses it right now. He's found Tempest 2, and he's going to try and pick him up, but no, Tempest 2 is just going to be able to get out of there quite quickly. They're going to take him down, and Jaina did in fact go for that Water Elemental. So Nevermore just going to be heading back out to the bot lane, going to find Balog and just clear that wave because, of course, Night takes spawn. Pretty useful at clearing out those waves and preventing them from pushing up too much. Black Jesus getting chased down a bit in the form of that Baylog. But another set of Web Weavers for our villains right now, and Nevermore going to have to deal with this one. He's only against Baylog though, so he shouldn't have too much trouble. In the mid lane, Hellscream and Non will very quickly take down this Web Weaver. Anubarak doesn't really have much of a lane left to defend, but obviously he'd kind of like to. Nice Burrow Charge there to dodge out all of the Vikings and Zeratul, finding their way to the bot lane to deal with Nevermore. The Web Weaver already down though. Zeratul, Nova in fact is down here. I think Zeratul has already left. The Hellscream coming round to help. They may try and go in here. Nice condemned there. Doing a lot of damage. Nova gets taken down. Zeratul in the back going to try and pick off Hellscream, but it's not enough. Void Prism though will stop Nevermore from helping out Hellscream here. Hellscream throwing in another Hammerang, and both of them do get out alive. Fountain not available though. Hellscream needs to be very careful because obviously Zeratul is still around this area, and there's a good chance he could get picked off. Nevermore just healing back up to full. Going to head round to the mercenary camp, and we'll start on that with a Anubarak together. They'll be able to tank that quite nicely, and of course the Night Take spawn allows him to keep them stunned up pretty nicely and allow them to push up pretty well. Need to be careful there. Nevermore taking a lot of damage. He has 20 gems, but can't really get near the turning point right now due to the fact that there's a lot of mercenaries and minions in his lane that require very quick attention. He also has Burning Rage as his rogue. In comes the Falling Sword for the first time. Catches pretty much everyone, all the Vikings and Butcher. Butcher gets taken down by a nice Burrow Charge from Anubarak, but his damage was completely reduced by Nevermore there in that fight. Nevermore with another condemn, and no! Nice evasion there. And we're just gonna back up there, because some of you may be wondering just what just happened. Where did the Vikings go? Because that was a pretty good escape. We're just gonna go on to the Viking vision here. I don't know if we have player cam on this. Yes, we do. We have the Vikings player cam. Eric, off into the distance, play again. Teleports his team away and keeps all of the Vikings alive. Very nice evasion there. Very cool move indeed. Johanna was taken out by a rogue Zeratul Nova roam. But still, very cool play there. And the XP is currently in favour of our villains. With the amount of Web Weaver turn-ins they've got, they are currently in the lead. Can our heroes recover, or will this be another loss for the Tetcher team? Johanna is now alive, heading back out onto the map. And our heroes have been able to pick off Zagara, but... and they've also got a Web Weaver turn-in, so that will begin to push in the top, mid, and bottom lanes. Butcher already in the top lane, and pretty much everyone is in the bottom lane except for Valor and Anubarak, who are just chilling in the mid lane for the moment. Valor, though, not going to be doing too much. So we have a hard push in the spot lane with this Web Weaver, and then once again holding back the minion waves, allowing the Web Weaver to get its work done. Zeratul just delaying this push for a bit. Water Elemental comes down. They really want to try and pick him off here. Zeratul blinking away to freedom. Valor from behind, trying to catch any... Oh no, that was Nova, and that was also a hologram. So no one really going down there. Vikings from the side though, and Nova there. They're going to try and take it down. Hinterland blasts all of them. The Falling Sword didn't really catch anyone that time. Zeratul already blinking his way to freedom. So right now they're doing very well considering they have a bot on their team. But Nevermore tried to use that Falling Sword there. Would have been cool, but the Hinterland Blast, like we said, killing off pretty much everyone before that happened. The Condemn, though, was pretty on point. Butcher from behind, trying to take out Valorbot, but Valorbot is too strong. The Maw going to protect the Valorbot from the Furnace Blast here, and Valor able to get out of there. Raid of Vengeance as well. Nevermore pushing in there. They've already been able to take down the Viking and the rest of the Vikings, in fact, except for Olaf. There we go. Able to take down all of them. Zeratul has already retreated to behind. Valor went B and was able to escape, but they did lose the Falstad. And there goes Jada as well, getting picked off. That's what happens when you go up against a stealth team. That's actually going to be a future challenge, but I won't spoil that for when it happens. There will be a challenge involving involving the two stealth heroes that I excluded from the stealth challenge. So Nevermore, just wandering around at the moment. He doesn't have enough gems to turn in for his team, so instead he's going to start on the mercenary camp once again. His Condemns holding the minions stunned so that they don't do too much damage, and he has his Burning Rage to just continue working away on them in terms of damage. Is still taking a bit of damage though, but he can just go B. He needs the mana anyway, so it doesn't matter if he sacrifices a bit of health as long as he doesn't get ganked. But alright, at the moment he can see there's a lot of people in the mid lane, and he's not even going to go B for health. He's just going to go to the mid lane, help out his team. He does have a bit of health in the form of the Holy Renewal, so that his anyone who does get hit by his shield glare, it does help heal him. Catches the Vikings and a Nova hologram. In comes the Butcher from the side. The Furnace Blast doing a lot of damage. In comes the Falling Sword, catching everyone. Butcher is... No, Non gets taken down, but we did lose Johanna there, and Valor. In comes the triple tap. Non taken out. It is currently a 3-for-3. And the Anubrak not able to find the real Nova. Real Nova has escaped. Falstad was chilling in the top lane. He doesn't care. He doesn't mind. They're doing fine though. Our heroes doing a very nice job. They just need to clear out this Web Weaver in the bot lane. And then the pressure on the lanes is pretty nice. Unfortunately, the only two survivors here are the Nova and the Zeratul. I'm assuming there's some Vikings live as well. And I'm assuming my UI is bugged. Wonderful. For now, we can see that Johanna will become, has just come back up and is now going to start clearing the top lane. There we go, able to take that down quite quickly. And yep, Nova Zeratul has begun. They're able to take down Zeratul, but they lost Falstad there in that bottom turning area. And that is the issue with Nova. When you're against Nova Zeratul, they could pop up at any given moment. Nevermore, looking just to clear waves at the moment. Once again, just gather more gems, help his team gather enough. And there we go, they get a full turn in. And Nevermore, with 7 gems, he is prepared to start on that next one. Finds Nova. No, that was the wrong Nova. And he's also able to find Bears as well. Nevermore in full retreat at the moment. And there is a kill on Butcher as well. Nevermore, though, has to back up. That base is pretty low, but the Web Weavers will clear this lane. So that's going to be pretty helpful. Mid lane as well. Had a Bruiser Camp, but once a stolen Bruiser Camp, in fact, but once again, able to be killed off. So our heroes were able to get control back of the lane. Nevermore pushing forward here. That is the real Nova. He's going to Falling Sword onto her. Try and catch her out here. And he does catch her. There's a Condemn. Going to try and push in here. Shields himself to prevent the damage. And really wants to kill off this Nova. Uses the shield glare there and kills her off. Now, can he get out of here alive? No, he can't. But the Hinterland Blast does a lot of damage. We already saw Zagara go down just to the extra damage from Jada. And they're still able to get a very nice kill done there. And, yeah. Baylog and Eric trying to defend here. I'm pretty sure they used play again. Zeratul with the Void Prison, delaying this push out a bit, and the Web Weaver has already died, but there's still Web Weavers in all the other lanes. Here comes the Furnace Charge, the Furnace Blast. The Furnace, though, not hitting anyone except for Anubrak there. Hellscream was able to get out of there, but Anubrak was not so lucky, and nice dodge by Non, not getting caught out by that Zeratul Singularity Spike. Level 20 is available for both teams. We have the Rewind, Nexus Frenzy, the Indestructible, the Nexus Frenzy, and Jaina, once again, is late and hasn't picked. Whereas our villains, Nexus Blades, Fury of the Storm, Rewind, and Bolt of the Storm. So, Johanna, once again alive, is making her way over to this area. They saw Butcher in this area, but he's already wandered off and gone to do other things. Kind of disappointed that we don't see the upgraded Falling Sword here for Nevermore, but he's completed the challenge, like I said, but it's still pretty cool. Would have been some nice damage. In comes the Falling Sword, catching everyone here except for the Vikings, enough to make him... No, he gets out, thanks to Indestructible. Takes a lot of damage, though, and they're able to take down the Butcher. That was a 0 for 1 there. Valor is apparently still dead on my screen, but I'm sure she's fine. There we go, Hinterland Blast. Nova getting taken out there. Very nice job by Nevermore, stunning up all those people. Bit of a slow reaction by the rest of the team, but they were still able to take down their target and get very nice control of the map. Considering they were 2 levels behind earlier in the game, and Falstad was saying to give up now because they had a Valor bot. They are looking good. Valor is back. I guess she's just bugged in terms of revive timers at the moment. And there we go, Jada finally picking Bolt of the Storm as her heroic. So, Nevermore continue to push down. There we go, finally getting the boss. Valorbot has rejoined the rest of the team, and they're going to push forward here. Nova was able to throw the hologram and at least distract them for a little bit. Nevermore healing back to full. Now going to come rejoin his team. The rest of the team just push it up for the moment. They have the boss. They feel good about this. There's no keep in this lane, so they're just going to push up and see how much damage they can get done onto the core with this. While Johanna clears midway. Pushing in slowly. Need to support that boss. Need to try and kill people off. Butcher from behind doing a lot of damage. The Furnace Blast and the Zeratul able to kill off Jada. And now we're going to see Hellscream and Discoteca able to take down the Butcher. But they're very outnumbered here. So we're going to see Discoteca and Hellscream both dashing to freedom. The Vikings going very greedy onto them. Want to try and get the kill here. Johanna is looking like she might come in from the side. There he goes. Going to try catching. Gets the condemn on all the Vikings. And Hinterland Blast catches 2 of them. 2 more kills there. Or 2 more half kills there. Actually, it's quarter kills from Vikings, yeah. Going over to the hero team. And they're looking really good right now. They have great control, Nevermore. Getting harassed by a lethal decoy from that Nova. But able to tank it up and just do it in style. So, heading around probably to the mercenary camp. Just get control of that. If you can't turn in, then you might as well push another way. They're also waiting for Jada and Valor to be back. Jada just coming back to life. Valor will probably be back soon. There she is. So Nevermore getting control there of the mercenary camp. Now begin pushing the mid lane. Bot lane's already pushing. And top lane, they've had a good amount of luck in that as well. Zeratul getting caught out here. Can they finish him off? Falling Sword is too slow, but good idea there by Nevermore to try and catch out Zeratul. If they'd missed that, then that would have easily been a pickup for them. The Maw not really doing that much, so they're just going to be able to push up here, deal with this Web Weaver so quickly. It is an enemy set of Web Weavers, so they just need to clear this up quite well. For now, though, we're going to see a couple of them pushing with this Bruiser camp. Just let it get to the keep, let it do some damage. Now can start focusing on this Bruiser camps. Nevermore completely ignoring the fact that Valor's getting her anus ripped out by Butcher, but she does escape. Hellscream also able to get out of there. Nevermore, like we said, and Anubrak. Just going to split push this bot lane and deal with that final Web Weaver. And there we go. Clearing those out quite nicely. Nova holograms continuing to be very annoying. Eggs available. Nevermore really wants to get rid of these 21 gems, and he's going to try Hellscream and Non, guarding that turn. And there we go. That's another set of Web Weavers going over to our heroes right now. Here comes Nevermore over the wall with the Falling Sword. Catches Sagara into the Rain of Vengeance. Nobody blocks. In fact, it was the Void Prison that was able to block out that triple attack. Valor did still die though, but Dr. Bug goes down as well. It's 2 for 1, and they're not done yet. Our heroes want to try and push in. They found Nova, but Nova is very fast. She's able to get out of here quite quickly. And they're charging in to try and end the game here. Butcher from behind, though, finds Jada. Nice icebox, though, to lay this out. Anubrak and Johanna just continuing to stun people up right now. But without Faustin, they don't have a huge amount of damage. Jada coming out of that icebox. Bolt to the other side. And we're going to see the Nova go down. Indestructible keeping Johanna alive. It's just the Vikings. They're going to be able to take down one Viking. Are they going to be able to get the rest? Knockup does not land. Shield Glare should kill off Eric at least. Knockup lands on Baylog. Shield Glare not able to get Eric. They're able to take down the core, though. And that is GG. Going over to our heroes Nevermore. Making some very good use, especially in that final engagement of that Falling Sword. And that's the kind of thing you can do. You can really choose where the engagement happens, Falling Sword, or even use it as an escape mechanism. Very cool to see stuff like that. So, we're going to have a look at one more game, and then we're going to be done for the night. And then you guys can start working, if you haven't already, on the replays, on getting those replays ready for the next, for this week's challenge. So for now, I'm going to load up the final replay we're going to watch tonight. And this one is a very special one due to the fact we have a double one. We have 2 people going for the less used heroics here. And because of that, we do see some very peculiar plays, some very interesting plays, what I would call bad in some cases. But we're still going to watch it through anyway because it's going to be funny. So, I've just realized that someone has immediately loaded in as a bot on the enemy team there. But I'm sure it will be fine. So, let's head into the game here. Let's introduce the villain team. So, excuse me. We're going to see Nova being played by George Micah. Tyrande being played by Jakku Loco. Jakku Loco? Jakku Loco sounds good. My throat is dead. We're going to see Murky being played by Marlborough. We're seeing Anubrak, currently being played by Anubrak, but we can see here he's being played by Yetao. And we're seeing the Kael'thas being played by Pelau? Wow, I have butchered so many names today, and yesterday in fact, so it's all good. And playing the ETC, it is going to be Baseline Front. He is our hero for today, playing the Nova. It is going to be Eagles Rules. I like the name. Playing the Lily, it is going to be Fawn Huntress, our second hero for the day, who is apparently not aware that these videos are being sent in. It is Cornbread playing the Murky, and playing the Tastar, it is Goldberg. So, let us jump into this game. We're going to be sticking with Baseline Front for the majority of this, due to the fact that he is our main hero. But every now and again, we will check in with our second hero, Cornbread. And just check out what he's doing. Just see what he's up to on the other side of the map. As he is, in fact, in the mid lane. On the other side of the map for the moment. ETC, let's roke!
Battle commencing.
Rock. Let's rock. So we're going to get into the game. And, yeah.
4, 3.
Not going to see too much just to start with. Like we said, the early stuff, we're going to be fast forwarding through the majority of this. Yitao has rejoined the game, so we're all good there. Clearly scaring away the Kael'thas, meaning baseline front cannot get his engagement on. Bit of a bad move there. There's the stun, not hitting. They get Murky bubbling away. He's able to escape. So the end is really a bit aggressive, not really letting ETC get a trap off. Instead, just going to take huge amounts of damage from the Living Bomb. And yeah, this lane already proving to be a bit difficult due to the aggression they're putting on R2 as opposed to trying to bait their opponents in. ETC did take rolling like a stone, as is level 1 Murky took the bubble breeze. Those are the ones we're focusing on, so those are the only ones I will go over. Murky taken down, tiny bit of XP, but every little bit of XP helps. They will just do anything as much as they can with that. You see, pushing in there, trying to just get some damage off. And they're able to hold the shrine for the moment. Let's have a quick pokey look at mid lane. Let's see what Murky's up to. Eagle rules, trying to kill off Tyranza there. The ammo is already gone down here. And Kael'thas was just killed off in the middle lane, in the bottom lane. I missed that. I'm assuming it was a Nova. Nova gank? Let's have a look. There's a stun, knockback. Nope, no Nova was involved. That was just awesome murdering. And yeah, we knew it wasn't Nova because we can see the Nova is still trying to kill off Tyranza. But yeah, all the ammo gone in this mid lane. Cornbread and Eagle rules finding the enemy Nova, and as such, they were both already low. So the enemy Nova does come out on top, but Cornbread able to escape, and he is the one we believe is important. Excuse me, I apologise. Base in front, continuing to hold this. He has run into both Murky and Kael'thas, though. Needs to be very careful about this. Not sure what he can do here. There we go. Didn't have the mana for a power slide, so it does get taken down. And as such, the shrine will go over to our villains for at least a little bit. Meantime, Cornbread is still alive. Not denied the Dragon Knight, though. Needs to get there. No, didn't deny it. Instead, just gets one shot by the Dragon Knight. That's less than ideal. Was too busy focusing on pushing the towers and instead let the Dragon Knight go over. Not a good move at all. Let's have a look at ETC. He has once again found two people to take a lot of damage. Able to get out of there without getting picked off, though. But, yeah, a bit less than ideal there, Murky. You weren't able to take that down. But still able to keep alive. He's done a lot of damage to this Dragon Knight already, keeping that well defended as much as he can. Baseline front. Gonna go on a journey. We'll stick with Cornbread so we can see what is happening over here. Cornbread's dead. But baseline front is not dead, and he's continuing to push forward, maybe trying to catch someone if he's overextended. Nope, no one here to catch, so instead going to move down to the bot lane. In the meantime, mid lane, Nova was able to escape Murky. Gonna try and do some damage to Tyranza there, but unlikely we'll be able to get stuff. There's the bubble, though, pushing in, continuing to try and chase down Tyranza there. One more slime, able to get her thanks to Eagle rules, but now Eagle rules being focused down by Nova. They're just diving in here, trying to get anything here. But Eagle rules is taken down, so is Murky, Cornbread, and ETC died in the bottom lane. So, yeah, the Murky Kael combo, pretty effective in this particular sense by the looks of it. They appear to be having some trouble, but I'm sure they will be fine. Murky, he died, he murks, he dies, he murks again. And he has gone with living the dream, which means he preferably wants to die less. So, we'll keep an eye on him, see if he's able to do anything about that. So, I hit the wrong button. We're going to pop back onto ETC for the moment and just continue to watch his vision. He went with the double-necked guitar, giving the whip and slide, giving the whip of his power slide a 100% boost, and the slide goes now 30% faster, so we can get some nice engages on that. And with level 7 hitting, we can see the guitar hero, so we heals 50% of the damage dealt by basic attacks, and the compressed air on the Murky, the extra whip, as we can see here, the radius on that pufferfish. Just able to do extra damage. Murky on the enemy team, the villain team, continuing to push this bot lane. He has not gone with that extra whip. He's instead gone for slime advantage. Bonus basic attack damage to enemies who have been slimed. So we can now just start whacking away at them. Murky, he did die somewhere again in the mid lane. But it's not fine. Not too bad. It is a 2-level disadvantage currently to our heroes, our villains. Managing to keep it ahead thanks to all the kills they've managed to get, which we can see is quite a significant amount. Murky already on the equivalent of what would be 5 deaths. Nova already on 3, ETC on 2 despite being a warrior. Compared to the 2.25 deaths on our villain's side. Not the best here. Base in front, able to hold. Lily able to take down Murky. They're going on to Kael'thas a little bit, trying to take him down. Nice camera work there, baseline front. And they're able to get it out, but Murky clearly has his egg down here. Baseline front. Able to kill off the pufferfish in time. He's now going to head down here and attempt to find this egg. Finds it. And is now going to kill that off. See if they can get Murky in time. They are going to chase him, actually. Murky, very interesting choice of escape routes here. He's actually just going to stay on the point. Here comes the Pyroblast, though. He's standing in the pufferfish. Needs to be careful. The pufferfish kills him off. ETC, not able to make the most of that at all. And Murky, it is now up to him once again to stop this this Dragonite being taken. Able to bubble. I think he's gone at Nubrak despite being blinded completely to it. But his egg's still really far back, so he's not going to be able to deny this. Once again, another turn-in. Going over to our villains. They're looking very good. And of course, we saw the Pyroblast being taken by our villain Kael'thas there. So he's technically, he's unintentionally taking part in this challenge. So is Starfall, which is technically the less picked part of the Murlocs, the Murky as well. Triple Tap, I would assume it's more picked, to be quite honest. I would have thought a Precision Strike would be a bit less popular despite being better. And Locust Swarm, I don't know, I haven't looked at those. And level 10 has been hit for our villains, for our heroes as well. You can see Murky, Cornbread, did go with much of the Murlocs of his own. The stage dive for our ETC, who is looking to chase in a bit here. I forgot to turn off the timer. Ignore that. I'm hoping you guys didn't see that. I'm sure it will be fine. Murky coming down to the bot lane with that much of the Murlocs and missed. Did it. He did it. He only went and did it. He succeeded. So, for now, we're going to see our heroes both in the bottom lane together. Just chilling. Going to kill off these minions quick as they can. Stage Dive is available for ETC, so we can go and help out the top lane, which is currently getting pushed in a bit, but nothing too significant. ETC. Precision Strike coming in there, not really catching anyone. ETC now going to find Kael'thas, just going to start wailing away on him. Kael'thas just getting that stun up and a living bomb for good measure. Murky was able to get away and even use the fountain. ETC just going to come past here, finds Nova once again with some amazing camera work. And Murky seeing full control baseline. Oh my god, that's brutal. Final shot does hit, but in comes the Pyroblast. Pyroblast does hit. He's pretty low. Murky could kill him, but stage dives to freedom just before Murky gets him. And Murky does go down there. Nice stage dive by baseline front there, making sure that he did survive. Very close. Very good job. Able to get away. So Cornbread, didn't hear his egg still quite far back, so he needs to be careful as to not die. And of course, he does have Living the Dream, so of course he's going to be careful for that anyway. Just coming to the bot lane for now. Maybe also try and clear out these Siege Giant camps. Move them back so that ETC can get in range and tank the camp. And Pufferfish, there we go. Take out everything except for that Siege Giant. And there we go. With a final couple of abilities, they're able to finish that off. Bit of Starfall happening right now. Murky keeping his eye on it. ETC is also, by the looks of it, on his way, judging by his camera work. Looks like he wants to make his way up there. Murky just clearing the mid lane. ETC has now arrived. Doesn't really stun anyone. Goldberg shielding himself to try and dodge out Nova here. ETC focusing on the Salubrak, trying to take him down. You probably don't want to focus the tank, but if he's the only one there, then give him a good wallop. Continuing to chase the tank though. No, he's found Nova. Murky from the side as well. Continuing to chase the Salubrak here. They're going to try and finish him off, but no. Instead, it is going to be Toronto who they focus. Murky diving in there, but can he get him? It's not looking likely. The fort will slow him down. And less than ideal there. There's the march of the Murlocs. Nova from the side, not getting hit by a single Murloc here. It's going to try and micro her way around this. Doesn't get hit at all. Instead, it's able to pick off Murky. ETC, though, will grab that shrine. And this is the first time that our heroes actually have a chance to take the Dragonite. So they need to take advantage of this as much as they can. Baseline front. Just chilling. There we go. Chilling around in this area. Murky clearing the bot lane thanks to Pufferfish powers. And ETC pushing in here. Just doing a bit of damage to Toronto. And just holding this area for now. Gets owled. And he's going to stage dive here. And he's going straight to the midpoint. He thinks that Lily could take the bottom shrine, which she did, but top shrine has already gone. We're now going to see Tassadar start on that. ETC finds Kael'thas and will be able to push him back. Tassadar being forced off the shrine by Taronda. Not able to get anything out of this. And in the meantime, Tastar will get this, but bot shrine has already gone over to Murky. Murky taking control of this. ETC, I'd like to point out, is just spam clicking. He's not actually doing anything here. He's just spam clicking. He walks away, and now he's going back. In the meantime, Murky is denying this. It's Murky versus Murky here. Murky survives. Upfish, dodged. Slime, mistimed. Cornbread, running away, does die. Lily going to come replace him here. Murky responding quite back here. Baseline front is still here. Lily continuing to fight Murky down in the bottom lane. Looks like she may get him. Got him. Tassadar has now had to ditch the top lane though, but Anubrak not going to take the stride, as he said, just going to try and kill Tassadar. And finally, baseline front will be denied his wish by Owl. But Taronda, good job. walks well into range of any of her abilities, throws down Starfall point blank, and fails to deny the Dragon Knight. Good job, Murky marching the Murlocs. Dragon Knight, they're pushing in this mid lane. This mid lane is effed in the B. They're going to push this in pretty hard. Murky Egg, going to get wiped as well. Murky from behind with the march of the Murlocs. We already see Lily die to the Nova. Murky going to get punted. And here comes the Pyroblast onto the ETC with that Dragon Knight there. ETC getting popped out of it pretty quickly, is now in full retreat. Nova getting focused by Murky. Precision Strike comes down, and ETC trying to peel for Nova, but Nova gets taken down by Nova, and he will go down himself. Getting taken down quite quickly. Murky was alive during most of that, but is actually just a bit AFK. But he is fine now. Puffish is down. The Nubrak standing in it, takes the damage. Beautiful amount of damage there, even without that Living Dream. Gets killed off though, and once again, Living the Dream will be reset. And level 13, we had Wrath of God, 35% damage against slime targets from Cornbread. ETC went with Faith Smelt, the 80% slow, and that fades over 2 seconds. Slimy Pufferfish for level 16 on Murky, and the Echo Pedal for ETC, who is about to come back in 2 seconds. Living Bomb or Chain Bomb killing off Murky there, but of course he is Murky. He murks, he dies, he gurgles again. ETC now back on the field, going to be making his way back to lane as quick as he can, and needs to try and get some control back. Mercenary camp not being taken. Taronda's just chilling. There we go. Going to start on that. Immediately found by Nova. And dead. And the Starfall. Still taking that Mercenary camp. They could finish it off. Nope, they're just going to leave it though. ETC. Okay, we missed that. We're going to rewind to work out what the hell just happened, because we just saw both of our heroes die. Again. Okay, so it looks like they're just chilling in lane. Anubrak making it incredibly obvious that this camp is being taken. So ETC making his way up here is just going to walk straight into it, take all the damage, including while Anubrak has his heroic up. And Murky with Chain Bomb dodges the Chain Bomb in triple tap, but still gets taken out anyway. And triple tap able to take down ETC. Not the best interruption of a camp being taken there. That camp will now push the top lane. Now Murky is alive again though, once again, because he is Murky. A lot of damage coming down, but we do see Kael'thas go down. Tastar, dimensional shifting, may actually survive this. Dodges out the Chain Bomb at least. March the Murlocs. Can they actually get anything out of this? Cornbread going in here, going to try and do damage to Murky. Now onto a Nubrak, but doesn't get hit by that Puffish. Actually will survive, at least for a second or two. Able to get out, in fact, even Fountain. And now, looking quite good to try and do a re-engage. The shrines are available once again. Much the Murlocs very delayed from Cornbread here. Not able to get anything out of this because they don't hit minions. So there's Murlocs not really getting much efficiency done. Once again, our ETC is alive again and once again has incredible camera work. Looks like he wants to try and do something in the bot lane. Is my middle mouse click held? I don't know, but when I move my mouse, my camera moves for some reason. I'm not sure what button I'm holding. Oh well. Cornbread just soaking the lane for the moment, doing what he can. Gonna try and deal with this. Try and take down the Murky. Can he get him? Got him! Able to finish him off quite nicely. ETC was able to grab this bottom shrine, and I believe he actually used his stage dive to do it, so he was able to get there quite quickly. In the meantime, how am I supposed to get to... What happened? Why is my camera broken? L. Click. Right click, left click, right click, left click. I have no idea what's happened to my camera, guys. Bear with it. We're going to be wildly gesticating around the map. ETC getting chased down. There goes the Pyroblast. Can he escape? He power slides away. And dodges out the stun. He is going to be able to escape. Murky, on the other hand, is looking for some more, something else to Murkerize. Moving down to that bottom lane. I really wish I knew what was happening with this camera. Nope, still there. EDC getting living bombed. Murky getting focused down quite hard. Baseline front, though, does live that chain bomb. Able to survive. Both shrines about to be in favor of our heroes. And Tassadar is going to be the one going for it here. ETC, actually. Stage diving in. He wants to try and take it instead. Nope, he's just going to let Tassadar do it. So that stage dive not really being used to full effect for this there. And in fact, they're not able to get it anyway, due to the fact that the bottom shrine did go over to the villains. But Murky wants to try and change that fact. He's taking full control thanks to much of the Murks. Tassadar from above is doing a lot of damage. He needs a dimensional shift, though, to prevent his own death. Nova from the top, able to get him. The Pyroblast. Can Tas live? Nope, didn't have his dimensional shift. And Kael'thas takes down Nova as well and dodges out Nova's heroic. He is able to live. Murky coming in to try and get the kill here. ETC was able to grab the Dragonite while this is happening, and he is now coming in for the kill onto this Kael'thas. Can he get him? Wants to try and chase him down, but doesn't look like he's going to be able to instead, working on these buildings. Watch the Murks coming down. It will hit the Dragonite, so that will do a little bit of damage here and there and slow him down in his push. Look at these Murlocs just hanging off him pretty nicely. And once again, a Dragonite not really getting much worth out of it. The counter much of the Murlocs from our villains doing a really good job there. Able to push back pretty much everyone. Baseline front in full retreat with the help of Ford Huntress. There is the heal. Murky coming in from the side. Ford Huntress getting knocked up. Murky coming in here. There's the first stun, catching out the Nova and the Murky. There goes the Tyrande as well. Chain Bomb applying to Murky. Unfortunately, RTC killing off a Murky friend there. And nice stage dive there. Dodging out that Pyroblast and keeping our ETC alive. I can't scroll over the talents. Why? What is this button? What did I push? 0. This. What is happening? Enter. Nope, that's not it. Why is this a thing? What button is causing this? My mouse is stuck. Excuse me for a second, guys. I have technical difficulties. There is clearly a button that is stuck being held down. And it's clearly very annoying. Give me a second while I attempt to work out what this is. Yeah, if I move my mouse, it just pulls it back to the middle. No. Alright, time for the normal strategy. Oh, pressing 1 did a thing. No, we closed the replay. Crap baskets. And now I can't reselect it. Why? What has happened? Alright. That's the wrong button. Oh my god, it's a disaster. Everything's broken. Okay, I'm on the right camera again. Oh, this is a disaster. How do you fix this? G. Show me my mouse. Stupid thing. What is being held down that it is doing this? Okay. It's not... Okay. I've managed to fix it by going out of Heroes. If I go back into Heroes... It's still broken. Why? Heroes! Alright. We're gonna... Oh, I can't even close Heroes. What the hell? Alright. We're gonna go with the patented strategy of just restarting Heroes. And then we'll load back in and just skip to that point because I don't even remember. And it's far too late in for me to re-record. Okay, where's Heroes? Here's the Storm in Task. I'm in a Task Manager exit. That's a horrible bug. That just annihilated me. Alright, so we'll just skip forward and hope we get to the... We'll just skip forward and get to the point where we can. Man, that sucks. That sucks massively. I do not have the time to re-record, so I apologize, guys. You're going to see some behind the scenes here. Because that sucked massively. I did not expect that to happen, and I have no idea why it happened. Alright, I appear to have control of my mouse, so that's a good sign. That is a very good sign. And... Alright, I'm just going to stay on this screen so you don't see the game timer, even though I did show it earlier anyway. Alright, let's skip forward to... Let's go to 12 minutes. See what happens. I don't remember how far in we were. Oh, dear. Really wish you could skip forward faster. There's no other way to do that. But while we are waiting for this to happen, I once again remind you guys of what next week, this coming week's challenge is. This week's challenge is play a specialist and spend all of your time on the enemy's side of the map. Now, this could be you're just over the halfway point in a lane and you're just really aggressively pushing, or it could be you're spending time in the jungle, you're backdooring buildings, you're split pushing a lane really hard. Excuse me. You're only allowed to come back to your side of the map for several reasons, and that is there's an objective that's really, really important and your team should really get it. Your team will basically end you if you don't get it. You need to fountain, you're allowed to go in fountain, or you need to be, or you have just died and have revived. So those are the only reasons you should be on your side of the map unless the enemy team puts you there. So there you go. Have fun with that. Show me what you got with your specialist skills. We're still skipping through at the moment, just getting to about halfway through. And yeah, for any of you who are wondering why once again there was no video yesterday, it is because I was in at the Just Cat Studios live streaming for the last 2 days, having some fun with that. There were a lot of you guys in there, a lot of people who submitted replays in there. Real happy to see you guys turn up. It was really fun to do that live stream. It was just a fun time in general. But yeah, unfortunately there won't be another live stream for a while because my home internet cannot handle it. But yeah, it was pretty entertaining for us. But yeah, it was good. But there's no replay today, no video yesterday, due to the fact that I arrived home today and I no longer have the ability to upload videos on the day I record them like I would at the studio. So I just have to, and I didn't have the peace of mind, not the peace of mind, the sense of mind to grab it beforehand. To record one beforehand and upload it. So unfortunately, I didn't have the ability to make one that quickly. Looks like we're approaching the in-game time. We're a couple seconds out. Let's see how close we were. Let's have a look-see. Okay, we're pretty far out. We're pretty far out. Let's have a look. Talents. Yeah, we're a little bit out here. We need to pop forward a bit more. Let's go to 14 minutes. Maybe a bit further, actually. Yeah, sorry about this, guys. Once again, I had no control over this happening. I had no idea this was going to happen. I do not know what happened. I just went into the menu and just suddenly my mouse was gone. I thought it was a button being held down, but no, it was just a bug. It was super weird. I really did not know what caused it. Alright, we're approaching the time once again, so we'll see how far we're in. I'm probably just going to play it from wherever we are and just go for it, save cycling through again. So yeah, let's just go from here, see what happens. Let's jump back into the game. This isn't too far back. Murky and ETC being chased back. We'll fast forward though. Get ourselves back to that point. 9. ETC. Oh yeah, here we go. I remember this. So ETC, not getting it. Murky, going to be able to get control of this bottom area. Once again, we'll play the fast forward game and get ourselves back to the point where we were beforehand. We're going to see a Dragon Knight get a bit of damage done, but they're going to get pushed back by the Martian Murlocs. Fast forward, get ourselves back to the point. Everyone's dead. You can see killing off Murky, able to stage dive out. And that was pretty much it. I believe that's about as close as we got, ETC, with the great escape there. Able to get out of that one. Murky continuing to soak this bottom area. And, yeah, doing a good job for the moment, whacking away at that. Heading back in, ETC and Murky on the way in. ETC mounting up. Going to try and dive in. Gets a good start off, catching a lot of people. Also get back. Nice precision strike there by Nova. Killing off ETC. Murky is escaping to freedom while all this is going on. ETC just continuing to push Murky. Going to try and kill other Murky. Going to see a Murky fight. Murky fight. Murky fight. The slime in favour of enemy Murky. He clearly has more Living the Dream stacks. The circle has been formed. Bubble a bit early there. Puffish catching our friendly Murky, but with the help of Nova, they're able to get the kill. ETC doing as much damage as he can. Being dropped low though. Needs to get out of here. Stage dives himself to freedom. Going down will just clear this top lane with the health that he does have. Murky back to the bot lane. Going to be soaking, grabbing the shrine. ETC in the top lane will be grabbing the shrine as well. And Murky on his way to the Dragon Knight statue. And that will be a Dragon Knight for our heroes. the owl, missing the deny. So level 20s, we could see that we have for our ETC, we have the death metal, and for Murky, we have the never-ending Murloc, so extra damage on those Murlocs. Pretty cool to see. Tastar getting out of them, make sure he doesn't get hit by that Pyroblast. ETC is just currently dueling with an Ubrak, doing the best he can. Cornbread in that Dragonite, just blasting away damage, but he's now been popped out. March the Murlocs coming down from both teams, getting a bit of a cross-section here. Anubrak is being taken down. ETC still there in the backline, doing as much damage as he can, forcing Toronto to back up. Only a 1-for-1 though, but it was a Murky for Anubrak, but Nova catching out Kael'thas as well. So a big advantage being taken by our heroes here, which is pretty good for them. Cornbread going to be working away on this keep, taking it down pretty easy with the help of those Bruiser Caps. Taronda coming in, going to try and get Cornbread. Does get taken down. Is without his friends. ETC being back to base. He once again can just stage dive in if he wants to help. He may just drop it here. Yep, there it is. Landed it. And now he's just going to start on these mercenary camps, clearing those up quite quickly. Murky dealing with another mercenary camp, so they're just getting control of the map for the moment. Just keeping this area secure as much as they can. And yeah, the Murky Soak game is strong. Let's actually have a look at that. I hit the wrong button. Sorry about that, guys. There we go. We're back in. Still on the Murky view, which is fine. ETC. Oh, hello. ETC doing stuff. So yeah, XP Soak is this one. 22k. Yeah, I'm so rusty. I've messed up like everything today. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, baseline getting a stun onto Murky there. The precision strike not catching anyone. Nova down. There goes Kael'thas. Picked off by Lily, in fact. They're doing a lot of damage. Murky could come in here. There's the March of the Murlocs. A lot of damage coming down here. ETC pretty much on his own here now. He does still have the Sea Giants, but the Murlocs doing so much damage. In comes our friendly Murky. ETC getting taken down, but there's the Death Metal catching everyone up. That means March of the Murlocs hits them all. And so much damage is done here. We're going to be back here and watch that again, because that is a fantastic wombo combo there. And we're seeing here ETC getting taken down, March of the Murlocs, catching in everyone's in this Murloc area. And all of them taken down by the combination of Tastar and those Murlocs, and that is a full team wipe, except for Murky, because he's Murky and he's already back to life. Yep, wow, they did it, says Lily, and she is right. We're going to see Tastar and Murky move in here. The core is exposed, looking pretty good. Death Metal and March of the Murlocs, really nice combo there. Able to get the finishing kill off. Down goes the Pufferfish. Tastar just wailing away on this. They have Siege Giants as well. They have 4 of them. So this should not be too much of a challenge for them. Murky. Storm Shield trying to keep him alive. Cornbread dropping quite low here. Looks like the core will probably finish him off. Get to Pufferfish though. Nope. Will he get another one? Nope. He dies just before it, but Decision Strike able to finish off the core. So well played. GG to Cornbread and Backline Front. Able to do an incredible job and take the game in favour of the Tetchlings, I think was the suggested name for my viewers last time, which I hate, but no one's come up with a better name yet. So for now, you guys are Tetchlings. Deal with it. But yeah, super well played by everyone who submitted today. We saw 2 Murky games, which is very much hurting my heart, because I despise Murky still. But we had some fun, guys. And once again, remember that next week's replays, send in your replays of you being a specialist on the opponent's side of the map, as much of the game as you can. Do with that what you will. And send those replays in to replays@tetcher.co.uk, and please name your files. If I get like 50 again, I'm just going to not look at the ones that aren't named, because that's good. It's so difficult. And also, please name them in English. I can't read Russian. I know. I really appreciate the Russian fans, but I can't read Russian. I don't have the time to Google Translate. So once again, guys, thank you very much for watching. Big congratulations to everyone who got their replays picked. And once again, guys, I will thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.